Shanti, Shanti, peace is coming. Shanti, 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 Shanti is rising. Shanti, 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 Goddess is rising. Shanti, 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 Goddess is rising. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, peace is coming. Tonight we are going to start to unfurl the mysteries of the goddess, what it means to start awakening the goddess within each and every one of you beautiful divine women. There is the goddess waiting to be awoken. There is a goddess inside of you just waiting for you to reclaim the lost soul fragments of her that lies inside of you, ready to be awoken, ready to be remembered, ready to be reclaimed. And tonight in spirituality we're going to start to look at what this goddess is inside of you and how she wants to be awoken, and some of the things that you can do to awaken her within you. Beautiful. We're just going to arrive in this moment together. Take a deep, collective, divine, feminine earth breath. Landing in the space this evening. Connecting in with Goddess Gaia, Mother Earth. Landing in the space, taking a deep, deep breath from the belly of Mother Earth. And just arriving exactly where you are. Beautiful. And with this breath, just allow the sensations from Mother Earth, from Goddess Gaia, allow her divine feminine wisdom to come up through the layers of the earth and into your body, nourishing you with her wisdom and her support, grounding you and anchoring you in, ready to receive some of the wisdom codes of the goddess tonight. Aho. Welcome, beautiful souls. If you're here and you're live and you're watching with me this evening, do drop me a little heart. Let me know that you're with me. And I would love to talk with you tonight and engage you in conversation about awakening the goddess within. So I'm going to be starting this evening a weekly series around the goddess. Each Wednesday in spirituality, we're going to be digging into more around the goddess. And we're going to be looking at how to awaken the goddess within, what it means to be a goddess. What is a goddess? Why does she want to be reclaimed within us? Why does she want to be remembered within us? Where is she lying within us? And how can the wisdom of the goddesses help us to continue step forward in this divine feminine awakening? How can they support us in ascending into this 5D plane, into this new earth that we are ascending into in 2021. So I wanted to start off by pulling a card for you, a message for the collective from the beautiful Goddess Wisdom Pack, and bringing forth the energy of the goddesses into this evening's spirituality. Oh, and this goddess just wanted to jump out of the pack, so I'm going to pick her up. And of course, it is the Great Goddess, the goddess of sacred unity. And this is exactly what we are calling in for at this time, this sacred unity that despite the fact that we are all being separated physically, despite the fact that we are all being so completely pulled apart all the time in this world of duality, with different opinions, with different thought patterns, with different processes, with different schools of thoughts, this separation and this illusion, of the masculine and the feminine, we are calling back in with the great goddess for sacred unity. And this unity is within us. Hey, Sophia, my love, how are you this evening? Beautiful to see you. This great goddess and of sacred unity is asking us to not only create this inner union between us internally, between the masculine and the feminine energy, but to bring everybody else into this unity space together, to bring us together into this goddess unity. And the goddess within you, she is unified in your soul, in your heart, from the earth and up to the heavens, from way, way, way above our crown chakra and up into the astral plane, above the Akashic records, all the way out into the cosmos, where we are said to be born from source, from the cosmic womb of the universe, the cosmic star, the cosmic mother of the universe, where we all came from. And we were all born from this place, from this cosmic womb. And for us as women, we have this womb inside of our body. We have this beautiful womb space that allows us to constantly birth and rebirth, to die and rebirth, and to create this sense of flow and of ebb and of life and of giving and receiving constantly as we evolve and we awaken within our goddess element. So my first question to you really this evening is, what is a goddess? What, if I was to ask you what is a goddess, how would you define that? What would you consider to be a goddess? I'd love to hear your answers. Let me know what you think. What is a goddess for you? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. What is a goddess? Just post it for me in the comments. Sometimes that happens. Post me what you think a goddess is. Why we talk about her. Because your divine feminine essence, your codes, the codes that get carried through your DNA, the codes that get carried through your lineage, they lie deep within you. And they're waiting to be remembered so that you can really call forth your magnificence, because you are magnificent. Call forth this magnificence, this queendom, this goddess energy, and to light you up so deeply from within that you create seismic shifts in your frequency. And then from there, you are able to lead from a place of overflow and truth. And for me, the goddess is the expression of the divine feminine. It's the vibrational frequency of the great mother who holds us in sacred space and gives us life. And the goddess in you desires this awakening, it desires to be remembered. It desires to be reclaimed. The question is, are you ready to reclaim her? Yes, beautiful wisdom, power, unconditional love, magical energy. Aho, a beautiful way to describe the feminine and the divine feminine essence and the energy of the goddess. Yes, this deity, okay, something that we are considering a deity, comes in all sorts of forms from so many cultures. The goddess has spread across cultures, across countries, across time, across space, and become part of the fabric of what makes this divine feminine essence. Hey Sarah, welcome, good evening. How beautiful to have you with us this evening. I'd love to hear from you, Sarah, what you think a goddess is. When I say goddess, what do you see or sense or feel in your body or in your mind's eye or in your heart? What comes to you when I say the word goddess? And yeah, these goddesses, they've spread across time, across space, across culture for centuries and centuries and centuries. The goddess deities were revered. They were honored. They were loved. They were worshipped. And there is this sense of love, and as you said, Sophia, wisdom, power, unconditional love, and magical energy within every single one of us women that also deserves to be honored, to be worshipped, to be loved, to use our codes of wisdom and this magical energy that we all carry inside of us, these magical codes of energy that we all carry inside of us, to really unleash our goddess essence and our wild woman power into this earth, at this time. This is so essential for our planet as we ascend and we're calling in this divine feminine energy. So let's start awakening the goddess within. Aho. Yes. So within us, of course, we have different facets of our being. We have our mind, and we have our body, and we have our heart, and then we have the different dimensions of ourselves, our spirit that reaches beyond time and space, that reaches out into the Akashic fields, out into the astral plane, out into the cosmos, and connects with so many different parts of our fragmented soul that we are calling back now into existence, into our essence. And from each of these parts, from every single cell in our body, we are releasing that no longer serves us in order to awaken to our truth, in order to awaken to our true being. And from the mind, we are no longer interested in holding on to these limiting thoughts or these limiting beliefs, as people like to call them. We're no longer interested in holding on to those. Those were our story up until now. But the goddess comes in and says no. The goddess comes in and liberates you from this. She wants you to step back into your power. She wants you to remember who you are. She wants you to reclaim your divine feminine power. She wants you to live your dharma, your purpose, your soul path on this planet at this time. She's not interested in you playing small anymore. She's not interested. You feel a bit uncomfortable. Oh, interesting. Okay, Sarah, good that you're noticing that. It's good that you're noticing that and allowing that to come up for you. But it's amazing that you're still here and you're willing to learn. So stay with it and see what sensations come up for you. And this could be around a triggering around your divine feminine, okay, or around your wounded or your shadow feminine. So it's really interesting, Sarah, that's coming up for you, and I'm curious to know what more comes up for you as we continue. The goddess wants you to step into your power. And when the goddess comes into your life and you first start to feel her within you, and you first start to feel her within your mind or within your body or within your heart or within your spirit, it can feel really scary. It can feel quite destructive, particularly when the goddess Kali starts to come in. Now, goddess Kali is the Hindu god of, she's known as two things. She's known as the goddess of destruction, but she is also the goddess of liberation. So when goddess Kali comes into your life, she's been seeing you for a while. She's been seeing that you're no longer living your dharma. You're no longer living your purpose. You're no longer stepping on your soul path. And frankly, things are just not looking good, as in you don't feel happy, you don't feel aligned, you don't feel purposeful, you don't feel in your power, you may be feeling depleted or in your wounded feminine or in your wounded masculine. You could be overgiving and then resentful of it, or feeling very needy of love and validation. And Kali's like, nah. When Kali starts to see that, she goes, no, this cannot be where you are anymore. This is not the journey that you need to be on anymore. And she comes in and she literally pulls the rug from underneath your feet, and it can feel like you're falling. It can really feel like you're falling out of love, out of relationships, out of jobs, out of careers, out of everything essentially that you've ever known that has made you feel secure. Kali comes in and takes that away, and it feels destructive. She is known as the goddess of destruction. But with her fierceness comes this like fierce grace and unconditional love, as you mentioned before, Sophia. So when Kali comes in to essentially what feels like destruction, she's essentially taking off all the shackles and all the chains that have been binding you in a place that no longer serve you, and she starts to liberate you. She starts to set you free. But when she first comes in, it can feel really, really scary, because all of a sudden, everything you've ever known, anything that you've ever felt secure around, and remember that safety is not the same as security. So what you felt was secure around you, whether it was a partnership, whether it was a particular job, a particular career, whether it was a particular place that you were living and you were quite kind of comfortable but not happy, she comes in and takes that away and says, no, goddess, no, queen, there is a higher path for you. There is a better path for you on your soul existence. I'm trying to find her here in the pack for you so that I can show you. Here she is. You see, here she's written as the goddess of liberation, Kali. You can see that she's pretty fierce. Yeah? She's got like this fierce look in her eyes, but it's determined and it's confident. And she knows, look at this red color that she's wearing. She knows that what she's doing for you is going to liberate you and set you free. And Kali came into my life around 2.5 years ago now. And she literally did exactly that. She pulled the rug from underneath my feet. It was on a retreat that I had a very, very intense spiritual awakening moment during a inner dance. It was called an inner dance workshop where we did some breathing to some particular music, and I had a very, very deep spiritual awakening where I saw an image of me standing on the edge of a mountain, and I took a leap. Something said to me, jump. So I jumped in my mind's eye, and I jumped off the mountain, and I fell. And as I was falling, my entire body just kind of paralyzed on the ground, and my entire body went into heat and pins and needles from my lips to my chin to my arms. The back of my neck was sweating. I couldn't move my arms or my legs off the floor. I was completely paralyzed, and I was bawling my eyes out. And I knew at that moment that something significant was about to shift in my life. And that's when Kali first came in. And when she came in, all of a sudden, nothing else seemed to be right or fitting for me anymore. Not my relationship, not my job, not my career that I'd been doing for years. I was living abroad. It no longer felt right to live there. I essentially broke every single part of my life down over the next several months after that first experience, when Kali came in and showed me that there was something else for me. And when she comes in, she awakens within you what's always been there for you. Yeah, really, wow. It was huge, Sophia, because what really came in was that she destroyed everything around me. And I remember just walking into work and being like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know why I'm here. And nothing felt right anymore. Not my relationship of almost 3 years with a guy I thought I was going to marry. Not my career that I'd been in for 10 years at that point. And I'd worked my way up the ladder. Nothing felt right. Nothing. And she literally took it all away. But it opened me up to the path of spirit. It opened me up to the path of God. It opened me up to the path of source. And it opened my divine feminine awakening journey. And this is where it's led me today. So I wanted to share that with you as part of the awakening process of how to start awakening the goddess within. And to do that is just to surrender. Is to surrender to that path. When something comes in and you know that it no longer feels right, is to stop fighting against it, but allow that to come in, even when it's feeling destructive. And it may not happen all at once for you. It might just be one thing at a time that starts to happen. But slowly you'll start to feel it crumbling away. And we have this resistance, right? We want to hold on. We want to hold on so much because it feels safe. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. It feels familiar to us. Let me know if this is resonating with you in any parts of your lives or has done in the past. We hold on because it feels safer to do so than to let it go. But when we surrender to the goddess, she's coming in with a higher purpose for us. So through our mind, we're releasing these limiting thoughts that keep us small. We're not there anymore. We don't want to be there anymore. We want to reclaim our divine feminine. And within our body, we want to unleash the inner goddess. We want to embody our divine feminine energy and awaken our Shakti energy. Shakti, the goddess of transformation, also a Hindu goddess, and the divine twin flame to Shiva, who is the divine masculine force. With Shiva and with Shakti, we want to activate our awakening. This comes from from our womb, from our sacral. We want to activate our body temple, our sacral chakra, our womb energy. We want to awaken the sacred feminine energy of our triple goddess, the maiden, the mother, the crone, connection to the moon cycles, connection to women's circles, to womb wisdom, to goddess Yamayana, the goddess of water. We want to call back in the water into the left ovary that's been like crying out for us to like bring the hydration back into our feminine. And through our heart, we want to call in Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. We want to call in self-love, heal it. We want self-worth so much that we're like radiating out into the world with our divine essence. We want to just release toxicity and attract only the people with whom we resonate. We want to have healthy boundaries, attract love, manifest our soulmates, heal our relationships, be open to that receptiveness. We're calling in Kuan Yin, Goddess Venus. I'm going to talk about the descent of Venus in a couple of weeks in spirituality. We're going to look at the story of Venus and Goddess Inanna and start to look at the descent of Venus and what that means for us in this Aquarian age. We want to reconnect with our spirit, with our soul's feminine wisdom, and cultivate this like inner queen magnificence and get that crown, that sovereignty on our heads. Awaken our crown chakra, our intuition. And we're calling in my homegirl, Goddess Isis, okay? The Egyptian goddess, the cosmic mother. So we want to start awakening this feminine within us. Yes, yes, yes to all of that. We want to awaken this within us. So I'm going to end us on a meditation to have a little bit of awakening and see where that takes us this evening. And for any of you, those of you watching on the replay, you can come back and come and connect in and share with us your awakenings and your ahos. Okay. So I invite you just to close your eyes and I'll channel through a meditation for us this evening. So we're just going to connect with Goddess Gaia, with Mother Earth. We're going to pull in some deep breaths from the belly of her womb, from the earth. And release. Calling in once again from the belly of our earth. And release. And as we're pulling up Goddess Wisdom from the center of the earth, just start to see or sense or feel the magical codes of Goddess Gaia rooting us, grounding us, connecting us deep down into the belly of the earth. I'm just going to ask her what wisdom code she has to share with us today. Just ask her. And then use your heart to listen for the answer. Breathe in deep. And as you hear the answer, just surrender into it, lean into it. And allow that to come up for you. See it coming up as a golden thread through the roots of the earth and into the base of your feet, adorning your feet and anchoring them into the ground with these wisdom codes of Goddess Gaia, Mother Earth, the Great Mother Energy. I'm going to pull her in, up our legs and into our womb. I invite you just to hold on to your womb space there, connecting it in. Just see those golden codes of wisdom from Goddess Gaia start to swirl around your belly. From your belly down into your womb. Just see that like a vortex of golden codes spinning and swirling. And bringing it up into the heart space and connecting with one hand on the heart. Left hand on the heart and right hand on the belly. Just see that golden thread connecting from the heart to the womb and the womb to the heart. Heart to the womb, the womb to the heart. Just taking 3 deep breaths in here and integrating that wisdom. And release. Breathing in once again. And release. Just asking in this space, in this time, what in you wants to be awoken? What do you want to call back from the goddess? What do you want to reclaim from the goddess? Just voice that out loud. And so mote it be. When you're ready, you can just start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Just come back into the space. Just move your body a little bit. Create some Shakti flow in your body. And I'd love to hear from you what came through for you. Any wisdom codes that came through, share it with me. I'd love to hear from you. You can just type me a little comment and let me know what wisdom codes came through for the awakening, the first awakening of the goddess. For me, it was like power coming through, like the remembrance of our power, not to hide our power, not to feel afraid of it, not to hide it, but to keep talking about it, to keep sharing about it, and not to feel afraid anymore of releasing our magical power out into this world. So I'd love to hear from you. What awoken you? What awoken you? Drop me a little comment and let me know. Yes. And as you're doing that, oh, yes, unconditional love and expressing your truth. Yes, I hope to that. And we're going to continue to explore more around the goddess over the next few spiritualities. I might throw in some extra lives as we go along. And on the 19th of March, we are starting a 3-day immersion, Reclaim Your Inner Goddess. 3 days, 3 reclamations, 3 remembrances. I would love for you to come and join us for this 3-day immersion. So come and sign up. The link is in this live. I will keep posting it in the group so that you can come and join us for this 3-day immersion and get connected with your inner goddess. Let's awaken this energy. Let's continue this divine feminine awakening as we continue into 2021 and our new earth. Sending you lots of love and blessings. With love, everybody. Oh, one more thing I wanted to share. Valentine's Day is coming up very shortly, and I will be holding a Wild Woman self-love, radical self-love women's circle where we're going to be doing some Shakti self-love dancing, Wild Woman dancing movement, and of course a channeled meditation and some intuitive flow and writing and sharing. So if you're interested to come and honor yourself and give yourself some self-love from the heart of the goddess, come and join the Valentine's evening Wild Woman's Radical Self-Love Women's Circle. I will start to post the link in the group as well. With love, everybody. Good night.